Hello and welcome back to Stationeers. I am Muff Cube and we are on Mars still. Still on Mars? Yeah, I'm still on Mars. I kind of forgot where I was at. I know I'm going to finish writing the script for my suit. Ah, yes, I had a mine shaft. And then I had the horizontal mine, the ogre, right? Yeah. I went further this time. Does it just go until it gets full? I don't think so. Oh, it does. Okay. Why each piece of coal one piece? That's it? Just 4 pieces of coal? Okay. So that is... Oh, volatiles. Oh, what's VOL? Oxygen... Volatiles... That comes off the furnace. Got the one downstairs. Second oxygen. Yeah, a few things. Silver... Like small amounts of stuff. Lead and a nickel. Silicon. Alright. Anything else I wanted to do here? on the shelf. Silicon, nickel, and oxide stay there. Okay. Power's still doing pretty good. Okay. Kind of take a look around because I don't remember exactly what I was doing. Alright. So I wanted to change the script for my suit, which I left over there. Okay, so I'm loading this pressure external. So what I'm going to do is create a branch. Branch is going to be called closed. End of the branch. We'll jump back to start. So instead of being save if greater than, it's going to branch if less than. And it's going to go to close. And then I also want to measure ratio oxygen. So wait, I know what I need to do. I want to be able to read what my suit is actually reading. So I need... what's it called? Can't think of the name now. Transmitter? It might be the transmitter. Because then I can use the transmitter to copy my suit and then read what my suit is actually reading. Wait, do I have... I need a network analyzer? No. I don't need a network analyzer. I need... I need a cartridge. What's it called? Configuration cartridge. I think that's what I need. So you pop that in there. Yep, that's what I needed. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to connect the transmitter and then use it to mask the suit so that I can then read what the actual values are in the suit. First, I need water. Let's need some power. That back. That can go over there. Wait. Passive? So it's a transmitter. Or does it need to be a receiver? Aha. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, do I have to turn it on? There we go. Now I can read all of the settings on my suit. Okay, so I want to unplug this. Ratio oxygen is 0.987. So if I turn air off, ratio oxygen starts going down.
Oxygen low. Low pressure. Oxygen critical.
So if it gets below 0.991, ugh, keep moving. External temperature setting, velocity magnitude, velocity relative, velocity. Okay, air release is whether the air is on or off. Okay.
Oxygen low.
So if
Low
it gets
pressure.
below 0.985, yep.
Oxygen low. Low pressure.
So the ratio of oxygen needs to stay above 0.986.
Overload.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I have a few steps to make.
I will be right back. Okay, now I'm back. So what I wanted to do, first I'll get this written in there. I took the battery out. Why did I take the battery out? Turn it off. Take the battery. The battery back in there. Thank you. Okay, don't take the battery out. I just want to write the script. Jeez. Okay, so I'm just going to write this. Yes, I am copying it. And then I'll adjust it to suit my needs. Setting temperature. I don't worry about temperature right now. So load. Just pull this up on another screen instead of on my phone. capital open. Zero.
Hunger caution.
So that's checking to see if the helmet is open. Right? Oh, closed. Can't type. So no, this needs to be below closed. Both. Oh. So if it'll branch if it's less than 45 to closed. Closed. What is BEQ? What is the BEQ function? Branch to line C. So where's it branching to then? Oh no, that's not... Okay, I get it. So it's just going to check if it's open. Okay. Alright, let's go back. That... Okay, so then it's going to branch down to... Okay, so loads, pressure external, and then branches if it's less than 45. And loading temperature, and then it's checking if the helmet is open. If the helmet is open, oh, okay, I see. It's got it written in the same list. I understand now. Well, no, I'll leave that line there. Because if it's open, it's going to turn all that off. Okay, so. It's now branched into closed. Is it branched into closed? It is, because that's a separate loop. Alright. Branch is closed. And then we're saving our 0. Filtration. 0. Because if it's open, it's going to turn all this off. 0 with 1, 0, and then S, 0. And realize. Oh, I have to capitalize the other R too. Okay, so closed. VS. It's going to close the helmet. Not a capital S, a little s. It's going to turn the filtration and the air back on. Oh no, suit. Yes. One more. Okay. He's got a year. Why do I have that capitalized? Why can't I spell? Did I turn my sound back on? I did. Stop capitalizing the little s. Okay. So that. And then you got BLT if less than 45. And then it switches to temperature. Which, I'll put the temperature in there, and I'm going to add a few lines of my own. Okay, so I'm going to confirm that. I need water. Okay. Load. I can't spell. Temperature external. No, I need load R0. And then we're gonna BLT R0. Here's some temperatures. Closed. And then we're going to
Power low.
be GT R0 323. So basically what we can do is set settings to what we want, and depending on what wait, is that right? No, I put that in the wrong spot. Why is that in the wrong spot? There we go. So the closed loop closes the helmet, turns the filtration and air conditioning on, and otherwise it just goes start to finish and leaves the suit open. Because if this is open, it just skips that and goes back to start and back at the beginning. Okay, I need power. I got battery right here. Oh, that's my nuclear battery, huh? So that would have lasted me a while. Oh well. But I wanted to add one. Okay, so I know this script works. But I wanted to add functionality to it to just cleaning up this space a little bit. Instead of just turning filtration on or off, I wanted to actually turn it on only if I actually need oxygen. Because when you're on Venus, the air in your tank starts getting really hot, and so it dumps air into your other suit, or into the other the waste tank. So you end up wasting a lot of No, I told you to export. Export. Thank you. So now if I go outside, it should close my helmet.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
Okay, it didn't close my helmet. Why didn't it close my helmet? Something's not working. So we're going to go and find out Heart to your laptop, and that's the only things it'll do. Okay, what is the... Would you stop doing that, please? Pick it up. Put the battery back in it. Put it back down. That button. There we go. Wait, so if I close my... If I open my helmet, does that turn all that off? No. Why are you not working? So if the helmet is... Why do I have this line in there? It's supposed to be... Yeah, that line shouldn't even be in there. It's just supposed to load helmet. And then jump if it's closed. Might help if I actually export that to the chip.
Filter low.
Now it's open, it should turn all that off. When it's closed, it should turn all that back on. It's not. Why?
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
Okay. Oh, the joys of trying to find out what you wrote wrong. So external. Load RZO with the helmet open. BQ R00 closed. Save suit filtration 0. Save R0 suit on. Oh. I'm not saving it to R0, I'm saving it to suit. See, that's right. Well, that's right. But that would... got my order of operations mixed up. Okay. Export. Now if I close it, still not. Closed. Okay, so what is its problem? Load R0 suit pressure external, branch of less than 45. Load suit R0 temperature external, branch of less than 273, branch greater than 232. Load R0 with helmet open, branch of equals to 0. Okay, so filtration on and air release. The battery's dead.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
I'll have air in a second. Need a battery for my tablet. Let's get you a big battery. So I want to make sure I've got the settings the right way around, although it should do something.
Oxygen low.
Okay, air release, filtration, and on are all 1. Off is 0. On is 1. So the code I have, if my suit is open, it turns all those off. If my suit is closed, it turns all those on. Or at least it's supposed to be doing that. So it's supposed to branch to close. And close is supposed to close the helmet and turn all my filtration and air conditioning and stuff on. And then jump back to start.
Filter low.
So I think I want this line there. And it's going to branch if equals to 0. And then it's going to save. Copy first. And then this one. So the first thing it's going to do is load R0 with whether or not the helmet is open or closed. Load R0 with the value from helmet of open. That should be zero if it's open. Then it's going to branch if it's equal to. I could do branch less than 1. So it'll branch less than 1 to closed. Right? Otherwise it'll go to the next one, which will turn all this stuff off. And then it'll start running through this. If any of this says is out of range, then it's going to go to closed, which will close the helmet, turn all the filtration and stuff on. Export that. 720 bytes. Put that in the suit. So that should be running. It's not turning anything on.
Oxygen low.
Why? Why are you not turning stuff on? Oh, yeah. Check and see if it'll actually close my helmet. Not feel close to actually turn this stuff.
Oxygen low.
It's not turning any of that on. Why? So what it should have done is run to this first line and... Oh no, it has to branch. Oh. It's an easy way to test. See if it's even running this. Just have it turn all that on.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
Okay, it's not doing... Okay, it switched it. Good.
Filter low.
Yes, I'm not worried about my filter right now. I've got 3 of them in there, actually. export that. Now. Okay.
Oxygen low.
Okay, it's not switching anything back on. Let's load. Yeah, let's load R0. That's right. The alias is loads R0 with whether or not the helmet is open or closed, which will be a 1 or a 0. The branch isn't working. Why is the branch not working? Because when I close it, it should turn all my filtration on, and it's not turning it on. Why? So I know it's running the code because if I ignore this line and just have these turn on, it'll just run the code and turn them on.
Power low.
But I want it to go through, and here I want it to branch down to here. Should I not have spaces? Spaces shouldn't matter. Don't need to yield. I just want it to run. So it should branch if it's equal to 0. Down here. Which the helmet's already closed, so it's fine. But then it should turn all this on. I need a chip in there. Export it. So as soon as I close my helmet,
Oxygen low. Oxygen
it's
critical.
not doing anything. And the reason I put that up there is because if my helmet's closed, none of this needs to be read. It can skip all of that and just go to here, make sure that's on, and then come back up here. To that one, and then skip down. I want to see if it'll skip to line 18.
Oxygen low.
Oh.
Oxygen critical.
Still won't do it. Okay, with my helmet open, it'll turn everything off. Wait. That means it's not jumping back to start. So if the helmet's open, it's running through this and just stopping. It's not running a loop. Why are you not running a loop? You're supposed to be running a loop. It'll let me manually turn them all on. When I open my helmet though, it should turn them all back off, and it's not. So it's not branching. So hardsuit helmet. Open is read write. Didn't say what those are. So it is loading whether or not it's open or closed. Because my helmet, if I turn all these on, those are off. I load the chip, it turns them all off. Yeah, they're off now. Turn them all on. Close my helmet. And it leaves them on. If I open my helmet, it turns them off. If I close my helmet, it doesn't turn them back on again. So that's loading. That... what's the problem? Oh. No. Because then it loads R0 as pressure external. Should branch. Load R0 at temperature external. Branch. If less than or greater than, and then jump back to start. So this loop, all it... okay, let's take out temperature for now. So I've got... that loads if the helmet is open or closed. That branches if the helmet is open, depending on whether the helmet is open or closed. That loads the air pressure. That branches based upon the pressure. That jumps back to start. that is the secondary loop. That runs, that closes the helmet and turns on my filtration on. Okay, should be working. Loadout 0 with helmet open. Branch if equals to 0 to closed. Which is spelled the same. Otherwise, save suit filtration, suit on and air release to 0, which turns them all off. So if my helmet is open, I don't need all that running, it turns it off. Load R0, the suit pressure external, and then branch if less than 45 to closed. Okay, export that. Okay, right now all my filtration is off. So if I turn it all on, put the chip in there, it turns it all off. If my helmet's closed, it leaves it all on. Open my helmet, turns everything off. Close my helmet, turns everything on. Okay, that's working. So there was something going on with the way I wrote. Okay, so let's go test. Why is it closing my helmet now? It's not less than 45. Okay. Close my helmet. Okay, now it's working fine.
Hunger caution.
Let's test it here. The air pressure gets low, it should close my helmet. Close my helmet. Good. Okay. Go back inside. It's going to repressurize. Okay, so there's pressure in here. I can open my helmet. Okay, so maybe I wrote something wrong with the other lines of code? I don't know. Okay, so this is working. I want to rename this. So I have open and closed. So I have the two loops. Should still work exactly the same. So another thing I want to change is I want to load 0 suit I want to read can read the ratio oxygen, but I think that's my like blood oxygen level. So it's going to be ratio oxygen. And BLT. Can I do decimals? Why is my light turning off? My whole camera turned off. Why? Why you gotta be like that? Come on. Yay! It's running really slow. Okay. So if it gets below 0.986, it'll jump to closed, which will turn filtration on. Right? So I want to ignore this one. Shift and not control. So I'm ignoring the pressure. I don't want to read just the oxygen level. And I want to use that as the determining factor rather than pressure, because I want to see okay, still everything's still on. Why aren't you turning it off? Why aren't you working? What? What did I break? Okay, I want to read. Where's oxygen? Ratio of oxygen 0.196. What? What was I looking at before then?
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
What is that oxygen ratio?
Oxygen critical.
So right now the ratio of oxygen is 0.16. What are you even reading? If I close my helmet,
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
it just sits there.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
Okay. Keeps the oxygen ratio 0.96. So if I turn air off, filtration off, that starts dropping. Turn it on, it filters out the carbon dioxide. So it gets all the way down to 0.5, 0.4,
Oxygen low.
0.3. Because what I want it to be able to do is close my helmet if the oxygen gets too low. So even if the pressure is there, if the oxygen isn't there, I want it to close my helmet. Is that too much to ask? So if it gets down to 0.5. Oh, that's why it's not working. Because I didn't change that tag. Okay. I didn't create a loop. I just created a straight line script. Okay, that part's working. That part is working so far. So now,
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical. Low pressure. Pressure critical. Temperature critical.
so that did not work. It didn't jump. So what else can I read? Activate filtration, position, pressure, external. Can read the ratios. Wait, can I read that from the hard suit helmet? I can read that ratio from the helmet. Jeez, I can't type. So I'll read the ratio of oxygen from the helmet. See if that works better. Export that. Okay, that's still working.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
It's not.
Low pressure.
Have fun in Coos Bay. I will see you in a couple days. Switch that to the laptop, right? Yeah. So if I put the chip in there, put the battery back in there. Like that. Thank you. It's not reading anything else. Any different. Okay. So I can't see what the script is doing from there. Hmm. Why? Why do you keep doing that? Stop doing that. To branch if R0 is less than 0.5. Now if I like this, okay, the loop is working. Cycle, as soon as the pressure gets low, it'll close my helmet.
Oxygen low.
So the pressure works, but why won't it let me use oxygen level? As a trigger to close the helmet. Why? Okay, I don't know why it won't let me use oxygen. Open. Thank you. Okay, that loop is still working. What is the oxygen level in the room? %32 in here right now. So the way the code's written, it should close my helmet if the oxygen level gets too low.
Oxygen low.
Which is low. Oh, I know why. I know why it doesn't work. I done figured it out. I know you don't like that. Because it's not reading it when my helmet's open. Because it's reading my oxygen level. But it doesn't read it if the helmet's open. So I can't use that reading to close the helmet. I can use that reading to turn the filtration on or off inside the other loop. But I can't use that reading to close my helmet. because that reading just stays static as long as the helmet is open. As I close it, that reading will start to change. And now that reading is just going to stay static because it's not actually changing anything. I get it. But, so how can I get it to... That's the helmet. Okay. You can get all those ratios. You can get the temperature, velocities. I get that pressure external. But there's not a oxygen level external that I can use. Okay, so I cannot use that ratio to close my helmet. Something bit me. Okay, fine. I won't use that. I cannot type today. Okay. Load R0. That's what I was thinking too. But it's not, because it won't close my suit helmet, because it doesn't change unless my helmet's closed. So, yeah, the ratio oxygen doesn't change unless my helmet's closed. That's all on. Because even once I've opened my helmet, inside here, my oxygen's fine, but that value doesn't change. It only changes when I close my helmet. So it's only an internal reading. And I've tested it. Turn it off. By going outside, and it won't close my helmet. 273. Yeah, there's got to be a way to do it. I just don't know. I don't know which value you read to do that. I figured it was the ratio oxygen, but it's only reading that when the suit's closed. Because right now I have it set to pressure. Okay, I'm going to export it to both of these.
Oxygen low.
Okay, it does not like... For some reason, when I put the temperature external in there, it breaks the loop. Why? What's in the logic slots? Which ones are you talking about? These slots up here? The suit is DB, the helmet's D0, and the backpack is D1. Oh. There. Um... There's occupied, occupant hash, quantity, damage, pressure, temperature, charge ratio, class, and max quantity. Yeah, the logic slots down here. And this is for the suit. Are there ones for the... I don't think... Yeah, there's nothing... Nothing valuable for the backpack. Nah, I've looked in there too. There's the ratio oxygen again, but I've tried using that as well, and it does the same thing. I think it's only reading that when it's closed. Yeah, about the only use that would be to open your helmet if your oxygen gets too low in case you run out of air while you're inside a building, but that's pretty useless. I don't know.
Oxygen low.
Okay, the chip is not... Turn my suit back on again. Oh, because I didn't export it.
Oxygen low.
Hmm. I don't know what that setting is for. Unless it's something that changed with one of the last updates. That's possible. But the other question is... why won't it let me put the temperature in there? Oh, it needs to be suit. Do suit temperature external. Yeah, if I had it wired into it. I don't have anything wired into the transmitter. It's just got power. And it's mirroring the hard suit. If suit can use gas sensor to read external ratios through the transmitter. I suppose so. I'm trying to think of how would you code that. Because you'd have to use... So if the gas sensor in the room is recording a low oxygen level, your suit would read that and close. You'd have to have it work only if you're in that room, though. So I think on one of the new updates, you can have a sensor set up in a room. So it'll sense if you're in the room instead of just in that block space. So you might be able to have a sensor set up. Well, you'd have to have one set up to detect the oxygen level. You'd be reading it all the time. Then you'd have to have another sensor set up to sense if you're in the room. So if you're in the room and the oxygen level
Filter low.
gets low, yeah, and then it would send a signal to your suit to close your helmet. But that's like a lot of work to close your helmet just because the oxygen in your building is low. If you're going to be going through all that trouble, you want to have a system in place just to replenish the oxygen in the room itself. I'm trying to think of how that would actually work. So, LT... What were the temperatures again? 273 and 323. And GT... Okay. Export it. No, don't click that way. Click that way. Okay, is the loop still working? Loop is still working. Okay. Export to that one. So I've got two. Let me through the door.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
So the pressure sensor works. Yeah. I think it
Hunger caution.
I'm getting hungry now. There's another storm outside. Yay. Okay, what is the Oh, thanks for following me. I appreciate it. Oxygen is 24%. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Switch this back. Do I need water? I do need water. Okay. So this script will close my suit if it's too hot, if it's too cold, the pressure's too low, turns my filtration off when my helmet is open and on when my helmet is closed. So that's good. I was thinking I wanted a way to turn the filtration off and on while it's closed, so that when you're somewhere like on Venus, it will cycle the air, because otherwise you use your oxygen really fast. But I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Because I would probably put it inside of the closed loop. Have like a secondary branch. Which I could do that. So let's... Okay, so right now... So if I wanted it to do that, right now it's set to turn all this on. If it's closed. So I'd probably put it there. So I would load load R0 with what was that value again? Ratio oxygen. Akuyen. Okay. So I'm going to load what their oxygen ratio is. I want to well, I don't think I have any Russian viewers. I mean, I've only got 2 viewers. One's you, one's me, one's my wife. So, pretty sure the other one's not Russian. Okay. Are you Russian? Oh, cool. I do have a sister-in-law? Ex-sister-in-law? I think my brother got divorced. She's Russian. She lives in Hawaii now. So I have two nieces. Well, one niece is Russian, one's half Russian. In the UK. Well, that's cool. It's kind of late at night right there. Yeah, I can't talk. Kind of late at night there right now, isn't it? Okay, I want to... R0... Yeah, I got one more day. My Friday's tomorrow. Less than, I think it was 0.5. And then we'll go to create a loop. Well, I'm trying to think. So what I want to do is, like when you're on Venus, when it's very hot, you use oxygen a lot faster. So to avoid running out of oxygen, you have to keep turning your filtration on and off manually. So I'm trying to think of a way to write some script in there to cycle the filtration on and off. Because if my helmet's closed and I'm reading the oxygen ratio, because it'll read that if it's closed, I should be able to have it turn that filtration on and off to maintain my oxygen level so I don't suffocate, but also to keep from using up so much oxygen. So I'm trying to think of how to write that inside the closed loop, but then also allow it to jump back to the other loop, which should be fine, because as long as it's closed, it'll jump down here, jump down to close, run through this, and then jump back up. But I don't want it turning all this. Well, no, because I'm comparing R0 to this number directly. So like up here, I have R0, I'm comparing it to that number directly, and then I'm getting the instruction of what I want it to do. You put R0 twice for, it's one of the save, oh, there we go. Where is it? So, you put the R0 twice if you want to save your result back to R0. So SGT is save greater than. So you're comparing R0 to itself, and then it saves it back to R0. I am too, which is why most of this is borrowed. I got it from Cows Are Evil. He does some good tutorials on the coding, and then I'm adapting it to suit my needs. But I am still learning how to do it. The biggest thing for me was learning order of operations, because when I learned coding, it was 10 years ago, and it was JavaScript, which uses tags and Boolean operators. But you just have opening and closing tags for your script, whereas for this, each line is an instruction, and then where your instructions are in the line determine what exactly the instruction is. It makes it easier on this interface that they have for the game, because it color codes everything. And if you type something in wrong, it turns red. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how to have it cycle the filtration on and off depending on that value, but then still be able to complete the loop to do everything else that it needs to do. Is there a different jump? Can I have it jump or skip? Jump execution to line. I could just have it jump a line. Yeah. Wait, no, don't do that. That's just straight jump. I don't want a straight jump. I don't think there's a skip. Because basically what I want it to do is if the value is above, we'll go 0.6. I don't want to be running on oxygen. I could use BLT to just jump. BRLT? Relative jump to line C if A is less than B. So I can just define yeah, because it's a relative jump. So BRLT. So if A, which is R0, is less than B, which is 0.6, which will jump to C, which I can select a number. Or can I select a specific tag? I don't do that. I should be able to have it skip to like that. So that way it'll skip to that tag. Because then if I ever add any other code to it, it won't matter exactly where that is. So that will, if A is less than B, it'll skip to here and turn it on. Otherwise, it's going to turn filtration off. I think that'll work. Okay, so when it comes to closed, it'll automatically close the helmet unless it's already closed. It'll load suit ratio oxygen, and it'll branch to here if it's less than 0.6, which will turn it on. Everything else will be on anyways. If it's above 0.6, it'll turn it off. I think that'll work. Let's see if that works. Well, I want it inside the closed program, because I want it to be like its own loop inside the closed program, because I want it running when the helmet's closed. Because when the helmet's open, it's running through this loop up here, and everything's just turned off. Filtration, air is all turned off. And then when it's closed, I want the on and the air release on, but I want the filtration to be cycled on and off. Okay, so I should be able to close my helmet. Oh, that would get annoying fast. It cycles it on and off really fast. It works. But it's clicking back and forth a lot. I mean, the code's working. I don't think my oxygen's going any slower. Okay. Let's... okay. So that works. um... Could put a... let's see. Okay, so it runs through there. If it's less than that, if it's higher than that, it turns it on. I cannot type today. So I'm just going to add a couple of yields in there. See what that does. Wait, is it just running a loop? Okay, put the chip back in there. Okay, that didn't help. So we'll create a separate branch. And then we'll put skip. So do I want the filtration on outside the closed loop or... Okay, either way, that needs to be... So this will be... yes. Filtration will be 0. That will jump back to closed. Right? So this way, it'll read oxygen ratio. Oh, yeah. You're right. Because open will read about as a whole helmet is open or closed. Otherwise, I'd have to make sure I open the helmet at the right point in the code. Okay. So open, that loop I know is working. Closed. Checks if the helmet is open and closes it. This one's going to load the ratio to oxygen. If it's less than 0.6, it's going to skip it. And wait. That needs to be greater than. If it's greater than 0.6, it's going to skip it. And then go back up to open. And then if it's less than, it'll run through, which will turn it on. Okay. Let's export that. Let's see if it works. Where is it? Okay, that is working. So now, when the oxygen gets low, it turns it on. Sweet. Well, it's working because I can see the ratio oxygen changing. When it gets low, it turns it on, brings the oxygen back up, and I can hear it cycling. So it is working. And then open my helmet, and it turns everything off. Sweet. Okay. Awesome. Now I want to this will be suit control. Right, there we go. Yay! It works the way it's supposed to. Although what I might do while I'm on a planet where I don't use a lot of oxygen well, yeah, I think it would be great to have an EVA suit. It's not so much an issue on any of the planets you start with an EVA suit on. But on Venus, or what's the other planet? I can't leave it there. On Venus, on the hot planet, you start with the hard suit. So as soon as you can put a chip in there, you can write a program to run the hard suit on those hot planets, so you're not manually turning your filter on and off. So on the planets where you start with a hard suit, it would be very useful. So an easy way, I can go like this. So that should still... No, I still have to register that one. Because that'll close the helmet and that'll run all those. Because on this planet, I don't need it. Yep, still works. Because like here on Mars, I don't need... Let me through the door. To worry about oxygen so much.
Oxygen critical.
But on planets like Venus, it is a lot more critical. Alright. Check on power. There we go. I'm using a fair amount of power. Not too bad though. Everything's still in good shape. I have a lot of solar panels here. That would be cool. Although once you can make the, at least like the medium filters, it's not so bad. They last quite a while. Oh, yeah. These ones. Though even the medium filters still last quite a bit. Turn that off. I don't need it running right now. Let me through. Oh, I should have recycled my filters. Oh well. Because I've had the same filters in there for quite a while, and it's filtered a lot of oxygen out of there. Okay, this is not that one. 958 moles in that one, and 119 in that one. Okay, so that is what I wanted to accomplish for the day. It only took me 2.5 hours to write that script. That's how many lines? Yay, you're 3/4 of the way there. If you can hear me. I don't know if you're getting enough signal to hear me out there in Myrtle Point. Let's see. only took me 2.5 hours to write, what, 26 lines of script? 25 lines of script. Oh, open the helmet. I broke it. What did I break? I didn't break anything. I just turned off those lines because I don't need them here. Why does it say opens? Oh, I did break it. That's why you save a copy. Yeah, I think I, why all highlighted in red? Okay, there, it's fixed. Alright, so I am going to call it a day there because my goal was to get that script written for my suit. And then what I'm thinking of doing, because I'm sort of out of ideas for this game on Mars at the moment. So what I'm thinking of doing is kind of like a grand tour. Love you too. Thank you. Of like going to the moon and then building a ship on the moon to take to Mars and then building a ship on Mars to take to, was it Europa? Yes. My furnace? Oh. No, my furnace is not automated. And why is my screen buffering? That one's still working. Okay. No, my furnace is not automated.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
Automate my furnace. I've thought about it, but whenever I'm making ore in it, I make a whole bunch all at once, and then I really don't need to use it that much. Because anytime I'm just smelting ore, I'll usually use like the arc furnace. And that would be pretty easy to automate. You just have a sensor at the, or you just detect whether or not, oh, that's wrong. There's something in it, and if there is, you have it turn on. So I'm not too worried about automating a furnace. but I might do that. Because what I wanted to do is have like a end goal for each planet. So the end goal would be able to build a rocket to get to the next planet. So what I was thinking of doing was starting like a whole series, like a grand tour of the planets on Stationeers, and then saving that as a playlist to YouTube. Because right now I've just been saving my VODs to YouTube, and I don't get a lot of views, but I think if I have like an actual playlist with goals in mind, I might get more views. That's what I'm thinking anyways. So I will be back same time next week with Stationeers, and I'm thinking I will be on a more Earth-like planet, but I want to do like a minimalist start, so I have a lot more to build when I get started, and have to build a rocket to get to the moon, and then have to build another rocket once I get to the moon in order to get to Mars. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for letting me know what I did wrong in my code. I appreciate that. And I will hope to see you next time. Bye.